Hi everyone, this is Cindy, Ukraine with the Heart, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a different version of my shadowbox card. So this is the card that I made the other day using the watercolor Cuties paper pad of the month from the Not Too Shabby shop. You always get a page of ephemera, a couple pages of ephemera, it's the same ephemera that you can cut out. So in this case it's these really cute turtles, and I made this sort of under the sea turtle card. I kind of pretend they're like, maybe they're in an aquarium. I'm probably going to add a few more things to it. It's a little plain up there at the top because I knew I was going to give this card. So I'm going to work on how I'm going to do that because I'm going to be giving this to one of my nephews for their birthday. And so this is just the kind of card that you give to somebody. You don't really, I don't know if you put it in an envelope. I mean, you could. But we're going to be making a different version today, and we're going to be using the second paper pad that you get in your subscription, which is called Ice Cream Dreams. And this is an adorable paper pad that also comes with ephemera. And you can see I've kind of been playing around with it, but I'm going to be using the add-on ephemera. You can add on ephemera with your subscription or buy it later. And I'm also going to be using, I think, at least a piece of the actual ephemera from the paper pad. So you're going to start off with a piece of cardstock that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score at 8 inches. And then you're going to need another piece of cardstock that measures 8.5 by 8. On the 8.5 side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches on both sides. And on the 8-inch side, you're going to score at 3 inches. You only have to score up to the score lines. You don't need to score all the way across, which I did. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything because I'm going to cover it up. But we're going to cut that piece out. We're going to cut to the side score lines and then all the way up. Yeah, we're going to cut that 3-inch score line and then all the way up. And so that gives us that top piece. And so you can see we're just cutting that part off. We don't need it. And then we're going to go ahead and fold our score lines. And so I fold it like a fan. So I start with, inside and then away and then inside and then away. And so you just fold it like a fan. And then that gives you that shadow box, but also you can, it folds flat. And then I'm going to put some score tape on that top flap because that is what I'm going to use to adhere that front piece that we're going to be decorating. And so I did the other side and put some score tape there, and it's ready to go. Now I'm going to set that I'm going to go ahead, is create my card base. So that 1/2 inch score on that second piece of cardstock that you folded at 8 inches, we're going to go ahead and put some score tape on that flap and then fold it over our card, and that will create a card base that actually opens, that you can put a message in. You could also decorate that inside. I'm gonna use my big letters, and I'm going to go ahead and do like a happy birthday inside. So the pieces that we're going to be putting in right now to decorate that back piece, they measure 5.5 by 5, and that top portion I used a piece of paper that measures 5.5 by 3.25, and I'm using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I had cleaned my craft room and found that I had this, so I am using it, even though I do love Barely Arts, and I do have my Barely Arts glue on standby. I am using this and it's working really well. So we're going to put the bottom piece down, and then we're going to go ahead and put that top piece down. So it just, I just make sure that it covers that whole piece, and then it hides that flap that we use to create the opening, the card base. So that way, that works out for us. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And then we're going to work on that front piece. And so I actually have I used two pieces of paper. I used a piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 by 5, and then a piece of pattern paper that measures 5.5 by 5, and I cut out a window. So I kind of like attached the two pieces together, and then I created a window using a square die. You could also use your paper trimmer. And then I put a piece of acetate behind that pattern paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach that patterned piece to the white cardstock. And really, it's just to give it stability. I don't think the pattern paper by itself can hold up. Really, I think it needs a piece of cardstock. You can use a lighter piece of cardstock if you want, but I do find that it does work a little bit better for you if you do have that. So I'm attaching the pattern piece that has the acetate to the white piece of cardstock. And then I'm going to attach it to one side of my flap. And then I'm going to finish decorating. So I'm going to attach that there. Score tape really works for me. I mean, you can use glue, but then you got to kind of wait for it to dry. I mean, it gives you movement. So there's pros and cons. But I've got a door here. So I made the door just using a piece of scrap white cardstock that measures about 4 by 2 inches or so. And then I used a rectangle die to cut out like a window in there, but you don't have to do that. But I did do that, and then I used scrap of that yellow paper behind it because you're looking into the window and the pattern paper is what we have on the walls in there. So and then I used an enamel dot for a doorknob. It's just easier when trying to do something else. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach that door right to the front. I'm going to attach it all the way to the bottom. And we are going to decorate the door too, because there is a piece of the ephemera that is perfect for decorating a door. You'll see that in a moment. There it is right there. So that piece decorates the door so perfectly. I think there's only one of them in there. Maybe there's another one, but I only saw one, and it just is so perfect. But I'm starting off with decorating the inside of my window. And there were so many pieces that you could have put in the window. I just chose this one, and then I chose a piece, which actually is an ephemera piece from the paper collection, and I put this one on low profile foam. There's enough space that we've created with the shadow box that you can actually prop something up underneath there. And so I'm just kind of feeding that through and putting that through the window, and it just looks so cute. Once I've done that, I think I'm going to decorate my door. Oh wait, I lied. I'm going to decorate my window. So I have this little awning that I created. This is just a white piece of cardstock that I scored at 1/2 inch. And then once I put these little scrap pieces of pattern paper on there, then I did a scallop punch on the bottom, and then I scored the bottom at a little bit less, I think about 1/4 inch. And so, and you're going to have to kind of adjust. I think mine was 3 1/4 by 2, I think is what I had for that window. But you'll do what works for you. So now I'm attaching that, I'm attaching the other sides. I'm going to take the score tape off, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach that other side. And so that is the other side, and now it's time to decorate the door. So that just was so perfect, I can't even tell you. It's the right size and everything, and I have that on foam tape, and so I'm going to put that right on my door. That's going to be my decoration. And now I've got my larger awning, and this awning measures 5.5 across by 3, I want to say about 3.25. And I scored a 1/2 inch and then 1/2 inch on the bottom after I did my scallop punch. So I just used my scoreboard to help me space out those little pieces of pattern paper. I think they measured 1/2 inch across, and I just made it fit across. And now I've got a couple pieces of ephemera to finish decorating this card. And this came from the add-on ephemera. We have this creamery sign, which I thought was perfect. And then I struggled about what to do for the other side, but then I saw this little bunting banner and I thought that was perfect. And so I've got that also on foam. And I'm going to go ahead and place that. This is a really easy card to make. I mean, it looks complicated, but it's really not. And then here is my card, and I love it so much. It came out so cute. And it opens. You can put a message, you can put a gift card, anything you want inside. And you can see that I used 2 different paper pads, completely different looks, same exact card really, just different paper. And so I hope you join me in making one of these. Thank you for watching. This is Cindy.